So as the battle for equal pay roars on, now a new issue is starting to emerge, and it's the value of housewives and why it's so controversial that some of them would actually demand and receive bonuses. Now, a study was done just a couple of years ago in the United Kingdom that pegged the value of work, just let's put it for household clothes and laundry duties. They said it all added up in that country to 97 billion pounds. We're talking almost 6% of 2012 GDP. Not to be outdone, child care provided by housewives, 343 billion pounds, 3 times the contribution of their very famous financial services industry. And take a look at these numbers. This is what a housewife would earn. She's a private chef, she's a house cleaner, she's a live-in nanny, she's the driver, they do the laundry. This is not it, this is just half of it. Private nurse, therapist, personal assistant, tutor. It all adds up to 159,000 pounds, almost 200,000 US dollars. So, it brings us to that New York Times article that's raising quite a ruckus. You know the one, poor little rich women. It focused on the plight of those so-called glamorous stay-at-home moms. And the article featured a lot of things, right? They talked about their obsessive exercising, sex segregation, and white bonuses. Now, that's the one that had everyone's tongues wagging. Are these women somehow getting pimped or something like that? Or is their economic expectations a template for all women at all income levels? Should every housewife get some kind of a bonus? Well, I think I've got the right panel to discuss this. We've got a real all-star one with you. Heath and Scotty still with us. But we brought in Monster Worldwide Senior VP Joni Courtney, one of our fan favorites. Fox News contributor Deneen Borelli making her debut. We're so happy to have you. Personal finance journalist Vera Gibbons. All right, I want to start with you, Vera, because the numbers, I mean, we start to think about these numbers. And over the last few years, there's been this big push that housewives aren't getting enough respect for what they do in a household, for their economic contributions. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot they do.
And we do everything. The cooking, the cleaning. We have to look perfect. We have to go to the gym a couple times a day. Some of these women are doing. I just think it's crazy. I don't think this is any kind of economic template for the other parts of the country.
So what? So women in Arkansas shouldn't get what the woman in Upper East Side
Well, the Upper East Side is a different set of women altogether. I live on the Upper East Side.
You sound a little elitist now, Vera. You sounded a little elitist.
They do go to Flywheel. They do go to Soul Cycle. They're always exercising.
I'm just going to correct you for 1 second, too, because I have friends that live on the Upper East Side, and they are also women who maintain the home, but are working. I think.
No, but I don't want to mess up the segment. No, because there's women who work at households. I'm talking about housewives who say, listen, I take care of the kids in the morning. Yeah. I cook, I clean, I make breakfast, I do the laundry, I do all of these things. I'm not getting the respect financially or otherwise that I should be in a household. And what's wrong if I get a bonus at the end of the year? And I'm not sure why a woman on the Upper East Side should get one, but the housewife in Tupelo, Mississippi shouldn't.
I think they all should. To be honest, I run a house like a corporation, and so do these women. And if they
And you don't even have kids yet.
And I don't have kids yet, so I can't imagine what that's going to be like, managing kids and a husband and a house and a cat. You know, I think however that bonus is being paid out, women deserve a bonus.
The bonus is being able to stay at home with your children, being able to have those memories. And yes, these Upper East Side women, God bless you, but I guarantee they have a nanny, a housekeeper, things that women in Arkansas do not have. And a bonus does not occur like these women say at the end of the year or end of a quarter when their husband's doing good. A bonus occurs when her husband loves her at any point. Should be every day. Her child smiles.
Scotty, we're not denying that these women aren't getting loved by their husbands on the Upper East Side.
But these women are expecting at the end of the year,
like the women in the middle of the country. The women in the middle of the country deserve a bonus as well.
Hold on 1 second. Deneen, you're making way too much noise in this segment. Okay?
I was enjoying this.
We want to, what do you think? I mean, you travel around the country. You meet a lot of women. You know women's issues.
Absolutely. And listen, God bless the homemakers, men and women. But listen, if you're thinking about, if you're an unskilled homemaker, for example, and you're thinking about going into the workforce, it's not going to be an economic advantage for you because you're going to be paying for child care and someone else to do the cleaning and everything else that needs to be taken care of in your home. And so I totally get the Upper East Side and the other dynamics of, individuals perhaps in the middle country. But listen, God bless all of them. Whatever it is, it's about personal choices.
So, Joni, pro or con? I mean, is there something wrong with these women asking for an economic, a financial bonus at the end of the year?
Yeah, you see, these women on the Upper East Side, I think that story has gotten blown out of proportion a little bit. And you know what? They're in a different situation. What's interesting is that the women in the Upper Upper East Side, about 50% of them don't work. It has some of the highest unemployment in the country. It's the same, actually, unemployment as some of the poorest parts of the country. So the real issue, Charles, is wages. People aren't making enough money. Families don't have money to give a wife a bonus.
Well, I will tell you guys, one of my richest friends, his wife manages a household. They live in a house built for Rockefeller. They've got 4 kids. Each kid has his own nanny. They've got about 12 people on staff altogether, and she says it is hard work managing that staff. And I don't know if she gets an annual bonus, but she's dripping with a whole lot of other goodies. All right, guys, thanks a lot.
And now it's time for Upon Further Review.
Love and marriage, guys, actually making a huge comeback. Don't look now, but for all the talk of single mothers and family-averse millennials, there are signs that people are embracing and staying married, and the ideal even of entertaining larger families. Now, the divorce rate, believe it or not, has also been declining. Take a look at these numbers. It was 5.3% of every 100,000 in 81, down to 4.7% in 90. 3.6% in 2011. In fact, divorce as a percentage of marriages down 24% since 1990. That is absolutely huge. And so there are also small increments, and a number of people who say that the ideal family is 3 children, maybe even 4 more children. You can see on that chart, 2 starting to edge down a little bit, so people are actually talking even larger families. So, Joni, upon further review, are these signs that maybe we're feeling better about the future? Maybe, you know, we're feeling better about the economy if we're willing to start to get married and to have kids and form households.
You know, it's fantastic to see that divorce rates are declining, and that could be a very good thing for families and households. But what we are seeing, too, is that people have been waiting to get married longer. You know, they don't get married at a young age right away. So they wait, they take their time, they're a little bit choosier maybe with who their partner is, they're more mature, and so they make a better decision. So I think it's a great sign, can be very good for the economy, could be good for the housing market, certainly, as we see these millennials that have waited, right? They didn't move out of their parents' house.
Wow.
They're finally moving out, they're finally getting married, and hopefully they'll, you know, have a long-lasting marriage.
Another reason the divorce rate is declining is people are just not getting married at all.
Yeah.
So either they're not getting married at all,
I guess
or they're delaying.
I guess we peaked there, but I mean, those are major declines, though, divorces. Now, a lot of people said the recession, people were loath to get divorced for one reason or another, but it feels like maybe there could be a sea change. I mean, you're a family values person. You wrote a book about this, your book, Roar. Do you sense that maybe in America things are changing? Maybe we're getting back to those old-fashioned values?
No, and I think not that we're going to have the Norman Rockwell painting anytime soon, but I think the key is about trust here. As we become insecure in necessarily what's going on with our economy, our government, who can we trust? Our family. And it kind of goes back to the past where people would have these large families with hopes that one kid would survive and be successful and help out. And maybe we're starting to get back to that, going with family businesses, that we hope that we have one child that will be able to at least be successful in case the other one's not.
And here's the thing, if you don't trust, you always can give your husband an Apple Watch. Now, Deneen, what do you think?
Well, listen, there is a correlation between the birth rate and the economy. In 2007, the birth rate was, you know, through the roof, record numbers. And in 2008, as the market went down, the economy went down, the birth rate went down. So good economy, dim the lights and put on Barry White. Follow on. Barry White.
All right, guys, you know what? I didn't get to you, but we got to leave it there, and I couldn't leave it on a better issue because